What's going on, guys? Nyla Simone here, and we are live in California with my very good friend, Kota The Friend. It's weird saying good friend with Kota The Friend. I just thought about it. All right, anyway. As a disclaimer, we're drinking wine. I've been drinking. Well, I've been drinking because clearly he's not. I'm just saying. All right, so. All right, so the last time we did an interview was like 2017. You had just put out Anything. I love that project, by the way.
Thank you.
One of my favorite projects. Camo.
Yeah, Camo was on it.
Yeah, 2017 was the last time we did an interview. You've dropped like 4 projects since then, right?
Yeah.
You did Anything, Photo, Lyrics to Go, 1 and 2, and
Everything. And the Static Project. Time out, is that 6? No, well, that's 5 after Anything. So I dropped 5 projects after I dropped Anything. So
yeah, okay.
So a lot of projects.
A lot of projects. Tell me how did you and Static connect?
Well, me and Static, we've been cool ever since around the same time when I met you. He asked me to come to the studio, and I came through, and we did a song that ended up being on our last project in 2020. So yeah, and ever since then,
y'all just locked in.
Yeah, basically.
I like that, and what I really like about Lyrics to Go is that it's well, actually, what I don't like is that it's really brief. Like it'd be like 32 of some hard ass bars, and then it ends. Like I want more from it, and I know I'm not the only person who complains about this, right?
Everybody complains about it. You know, it's definitely not a you thing. You know, but I like to do Lyrics to Go because it's kind of like how I started. You know, Lyrics to Go is how I caught people's attention. So I would make these short 1-minute videos just because that's what fit in the Instagram time frame, and I would just use them and just like put 16 of my hardest bars, or like you said, 32 of my hardest bars for that beat, and it would grab people's attention, and I would get thousands of followers just based on that content.
That's fire.
Yeah, so I kind of keep doing it to kind of remind myself where I come from, and to also show people like, yeah, this is what I did to even get here.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna just drop it, you know, just because I feel like I'm moving up. I'm gonna keep doing it.
So wait, are you still shooting all your videos yourself? Because those videos you were shooting yourself, right?
Yeah.
You still are?
I still shoot all my videos myself.
Is just personal preference at this point?
I mean, honestly, half of that, but it's like I'm also lazy. You feel me? Like I don't necessarily feel like I need to do, you know, big budget music videos. I just focus on the music, you know, and that's kind of what's made me, you know, successful, and I feel like why, you know, fix what's not broken, you know. So
I like that. You know, a lot of people, cause you're like 6 albums, and a lot of people want like $1 million music videos now. Yeah, no, it still gets the job done. Can't lie, it does. All right, cool. So let's talk about. I want to go project for project with you, and just where you are, or where you were when you recorded these projects.
Right.
Cause since our first interview, we've established a friendship, so I might know, but I don't know if everybody knows. And what's going on? Are you working on new music?
Yeah.
Yes?
New music.
New project coming?
New album. It's gonna be great. I mean, I say that about all my albums, but yeah. I think this one is gonna be my last album for a while. You know. It means a lot to me.
I don't know, really.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. This project really means a lot to me. It's like, it's not even like the end of a chapter. It's more like the end of a story, you know? So I'm excited about it, you know?
This is one of those Jay-Z retirements?
Nah, it's not even like that. It's not even like that, you know?
It's cool, yo.
It's not a retirement at all. I'm gonna still make music. I'm gonna still make songs.
Okay.
But as far as albums go, you know?
Okay.
It's like, I feel like I'm definitely gonna take a break because this one is so heavy, you know? This one, I'm telling you, it really is the most meaningful album of my career. So.
Dang, even more, because Photo's very heavy too.
Yeah, but this is heavy. Like, this is heavy. It's part of the same story, you know? So they're both heavy. But I feel like everything was part of the story as well, but it was a very light part of the story. It was the part of the story where it's like, you know, this is great, but I feel like MEMO is coming to a climax.
MEMO, that's the name?
MEMO, yeah.
Okay. I like this 4-letter, Photo, MEMO. You're not done.
Huh?
You're not done.
Yo, if you say it.
You're gonna find another 4-letter word and be like, oh, I'm inspired again.
Maybe.
All right, so let's start with anything.
Right.
Damn, I really love this project, man. This is blonde hair Kota.
Blonde hair Kota.
Blonde hair Kota. All right, so where were you at when you wrote this, mentally, physically, emotionally?
Right. Well, when I wrote that was like the last time I recorded in my mom's basement. You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So after that, I was just like, I was in studios, or I was building my own studio in my, when I got a new crib. Like I made photo in a whole different environment, and anything I made it in kind of my old environment where I made all my old projects.
Got it.
So it was kind of, it was still on the darker side, I would say, whereas like my first 3 projects, Palm Tree Liquor, Paloma Beach, and then Anything, definitely had that kind of like dark undertone where I was still very sad and very confused
But all normal emotions that.
Yeah, regular shit. But it's like, but it really comes through in the music. That, we not making no money. we still trying to figure it out. Like we kind of down bad.
Like damn.
Yeah, we was down bad. So it's just like we really had. It was one of those places where it's just like you're just starting to see the light a little bit, and you're trying to you see it. So now you have a little bit of hope. know, and so I feel like that's that album. It's like the little bit of hope.
And even with that project, right? Because I mean, you still independent to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you caught a lot of buzz off that project. Did you get a lot of offers? Like, what was that like, too?
We didn't get a lot of like label offers or
really?
anything like that. No,
oh, okay.
Not for that project. But it was just good to just get it out. Like I just wanted to get out an album that I really wanted to make. So I put it together in literally like 2 months, and I was just like, I just want to put out music, and I wanted like with that particular album, Anything. I called it Anything because I was just like, bro, I don't even care what it's called. You know what I mean? I'm just call it
like,
Anything.
I just need this.
Yeah, seriously. I called it Anything because I was like, I don't care what it's called. Like seriously, I just don't care. I just want to put out good music.
Wow.
You know, and I stopped thinking about blogs. I stopped thinking about labels. I stopped thinking about anybody coming to save me. You know,
right.
And that was really the idea behind the album. It's like, yo, I'm doing it myself. You know, and I'm gonna make this shit pop. You know, and so. I kind of ran with that, and that's the ethos that I kind of took throughout my whole career. It's like, we gonna get it done.
My way, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so boom, follow up. We're at Photo. Then I really my favorite song on Photo is For Color Boys.
Right.
Damn, that one, you was in your bag with that. So let's talk about, and I like in that song how you talk about, like, Black women giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
And like the dangers that come from it that a lot of people don't know. So I guess let's just talk about where you at with that project and what made you want to really like dig so deep.
With that project, I wanted to make my first like legitimate album, you know? I felt like I was in a really good space as far as like mentally, and I had just moved into a new apartment. It's like my first apartment in New York City. I was in Chinatown.
Fire.
There's a little vibe, and I just felt good. And so I was like, yo, I'm ready to sit down and make an album. I got a really nice microphone. I got the Neumann U87. I got a little booth, you know? And it was the first time I had a legit setup. It was just like, yo.
This was in your crib?
It was in my crib, but it was a real setup though, you know? And I was just excited to make music. And I just remember feeling really good while making the album.
That's dope.
And so I was really touching upon a lot of like, even the darker topics. It was easy to write, you know? And sometimes I would literally be writing and I'd be crying, like while I'm writing it. Like
really?
couldn't even recite the lyrics in the booth because I was, it was so emotional.
Damn.
So as soon as I started doing that, I was like, yeah, this album about to be, this album about to hit. Because it was that personal to me. Like Photo was a very, very personal album to me.
Yeah, great album. Definitely a great album. And you had Sabo on there. I was really happy to see you guys do a song together. Yeah,
because he was at the time, like, I was listening to him, you know? Like, I was on tour and I was listening to him. And I was like, yeah, he's the only person that I want to get on this album. Like, he's the only rap feature that I want to get for this album. and it came out fire.
Yeah, it did. That was a great one. How long have y'all known each other?
We haven't really known each other.
Really?
You know, it was kind of like that one situation, but I reached out to him on the gram around that time. Where I was just like, bro, like, yo, you fired.
Yo, perfect combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would be dope if we could do this song. And you know, he did it. Like he came to New York, and I was like, yo, you want to do this song? And he was like, all right, come to the studio.
That's dope.
Yeah. And that was the day I met the whole Pivot Gang too.
Yeah.
Cause they were in New York on the press run.
Okay.
And Squeak was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn, rest in peace, Squeak.
Yeah. That was the only time I met him. But he was cool as fuck.
Good energy. All of them are really good energy.
Right. It was a good time.
Sheesh. All right. So, fast forward to anything. You said you're in a really good place with photo, but it sounds like you're in an even better place with anything, or with everything.
With everything.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, when I made everything.
That one's like upbeat, you know.
Let me tell you, everything. I was in like the worst place, you know.
Really?
When I was making everything, it was 2020. So it was the pandemic, you know.
Yeah.
It was the pandemic. Yo, it was a rough time, you know. Like I was going through a lot of shit, you know. Like I was dealing with toxic relationships with women. I was just, you know, I was at the time I got kicked out of my apartment because I was renting from my friend, and then like me and my friend's relationship went sour, and she was just like, you know, so it was just a lot going on, and I made everything to kind of like pull me out of this shit. Like I wanted to manifest something good because I felt like I was going through so much bad, you know, and I wrote everything to really manifest that, you know, to really like I want to put out good energy so it comes back to me, you know, but.
It worked.
Yeah.
It definitely worked, because it sounded to me, honestly, I think that was the first album where I heard you like talking your shit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I know how you feel about it. I ain't know before, but cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm like, okay, you got upbeat records, and you talk about, you make a lot of references to California, so I can see that this was always a place that you wanted to be.
Always.
Yeah. You don't miss Brooklyn at all?
I miss my family, you know, but that's it, you know.
Yeah.
Everything else, cause you know you can have it, you keep it. Yeah.
Don't be like that. You were just about to fight me because I said that brownstones are.
Nah, but I'm from Brooklyn, so I gotta stand up for it. Like it's like a reflex, you know. You can't talk shit about Brooklyn. I can't. You know what I mean?
Talking shit.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Like,
got it. By the way, I don't want no problems. I was not talking shit. All right, so let's get into the new project, MEMO. What can we expect from it? From where you're at in life? Because right now I'm expecting Dr. Dre production. I ain't gonna lie.
Honestly,
you're in Cali with it.
This project is very special to me. I would consider this like the most important album of my career, just because it's kind of like the end of an era. It's not even the end of a chapter, but it's like the end of a story, you know? Because I think Photo was so personal, and I think MEMO was gonna be just as personal, you know? Whereas everything was, like you said, I was talking my shit.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to making real personal raps for this one, and conclude a story, you know, that my fans have been kind of reading this whole time.
Okay.
And I'm ready to finish it off, you know? And I think the story has always been about, you know, finding peace and finding light and understanding yourself and emotional, mental struggles.
Yo, and I see you've been reading Bell Hook books. I'm like, okay.
I've been reading mad shit, like, you feel me? It's been a journey, you know? So
I like that.
Yeah,
what are some of your favorite books that have helped you in your spiritual process?
The Body Keeps the Score was the first book that really like kind of like changed my whole, you know, mind, you know?
Why?
Because it was just about like healing trauma, you know, and how trauma sits in the body, you know, even before you can remember, even before your mind can register memories, like your body holds trauma, you know? That's why even when you're in the womb, you can get the trauma from your mother, you know? So I really learned a lot about my brain. You know, I learned a lot about how my mind works, and it's like for the first time I felt seen. I felt like, yo, like this is why I'm this way, and this is why I think this way, and this is why I do that. So through learning about my brain, I was able to kind of change my patterns, you know, and like change my destiny and change my trajectory. Like it's just,
That's
you know,
fire, actually. Yeah.
So that was, I would say that was the first one, and then I started reading My Grandmother's Hands, and in My Grandmother's Hands there was a reference to this book called Rock the Boat, which is about relationships and like basically making your relationship better by dealing with trauma, you know, and by dealing with like the personal traumas and connecting, you know, through partner. Exactly, connecting with your partner through like all of the ups and downs and all that. And I was in a relationship at the time, and I was reading that book and I was really trying to get her on it. I was like, yo, like we should read this together and we should, for real. But, you know, obviously you can't make people do what you want them to do. You kind of have to go on your own journey. And so I've been continuing that journey by myself and just like, you know, really, it's, books are fucking lit.
Yeah. That's fire. I like that. I'm glad you got that source. You know, in 2021, Black people ain't reading books. So
we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you started the book club. How's that been going along?
It's great. You know, people follow it, and I share books, and they share books with me. And honestly, I be checking them out. Like when people give me something that I think is interesting, I'm like, I go cop it because I want to read as much as I can.
So this is a whole new part of Kota, by the way. This whole book club thing. What else has changed, I guess, in 2020 that you've been incorporating in your life?
Just balance, you know, trying to like routines. Every day, you give yourself a routine.
It's probably hard, right? Because prior to quarantine, you know, you're an artist, so you're on the road, you're traveling. Now it's like, damn, the whole world stopped. So like, how was that adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, the adjustment was crazy. I realized that I thought it would be good for me. I thought like being home would be good for me, but then I realized I was like, man, I've been touring for kind of 3 years straight, and I don't really want to think about the shit. I don't really want to think about my bullshit, you know? And when quarantine happened, I was kind of forced.
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
Sit, right?
I had to sit with all the uncomfortable feelings, and I didn't have the distractions that I had before. Remember, we had tour, you know? And then if it wasn't tour, it was like we were gonna go to festivals, and we were doing, you know, this interview here, and we had things, we were always busy, and then we were out, and we were out with friends and all that stuff. Like, you get to distract yourself from your mental struggles, you know?
Yeah.
And all through 2020, you had to face that shit. And
a lot of us did.
Yeah. That's why in 2021 we all different.
Yeah, 2020 vision. That's the year.
Yeah.
That is the year. How's little Kota?
Kota's great, you know. You know, he's just a kid. I'm watching him grow up. He's magnificent.
Aw, magnificent. I like that.
He's a brilliant kid. You know, I'm happy to call him my son. I tell him all the time. You know. So.
That's dope. Now he's getting big. I feel like I've been watching him grow up too through Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him again, and he's gonna be like 2 inches taller. So that's how it goes.
How's the store going?
We haven't opened it yet, just because COVID happened.
COVID, yeah,
you know,
sorry, yeah.
Remember we were gonna open it, and then COVID happened. Boom. We were gonna do a whole I was gonna do a whole festival, remember? And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
We already sold out in LA, and we were about to announce the New York date, and then we were gonna do one in Chicago, and then COVID happened.
So what's now we're kind of opening back up, like.
Yeah, I definitely want to start up my festival. And with the festival comes the store, you know?
Okay.
So that's definitely something we're going to be working on.
That's dope. I like that. I like that a lot. What I was going to ask, sorry, it came back to me, was Spotify loves you. As an independent artist, how are you able to make that happen? Because a lot of people, you know.
I just kept putting out music. Like,
consistency.
Yeah, consistently. I was always putting out music. Like, that's one thing. I mean, I put out so much music since 2017 or 2016. Like, I just had to keep going because as soon as I saw, I remember the first time I saw money in my TuneCore account, it was like $8,000, you know? after I never made money before
Oh,
for
wow.
music, and I saw that shit, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep dropping music. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop as much music as I can every year.
Smart.
And so, and not only was I dropping music, but I would just make content that I wasn't even selling, you know? So I would make a whole bunch of content to promote myself, and then I would drop a song, you know? And so dropping music was always a thing that I was doing. And Spotify gets picked that up in their algorithm. And so I started being favored in the algorithm, and I haven't dropped in a while, so I hope, you know, I hope I'm still
hope
there.
this next one is still up there.
I hope we can figure it out. Right?
Yeah. That's really dope. All right, so your consistency pretty much was key for you. Do you have any advice for other independent artists besides that? Because I would say you're like the poster child for independent artists. Do you feel like that?
I mean, there's a lot of people. There's Russ, there's Chance, you know?
Yeah.
So, and there's other people too. But I would say, man, just act like nobody's gonna save you, you know? Act like nobody's gonna be there to support you, and you have to do it on your own. And do that until you get a team, you know? Until, like, you're gonna do that, and when people see you grinding, your team will come to you.
Yeah, shout your team out, because your team's been solid.
Hell yeah. Nah. I'm gonna shout my team out. There's Derek, who's my manager right now, and he's always been my publicist, and he's also my cousin.
Oh, fire.
And yeah, he's like the best at what he does. He got Lupita and Lakeith Stanfield on my Everything album. That's him. My old manager Sean, he put us on tour, you know, and he's really the reason why I was pretty much all over the country and then all over the world. Is E Madonna, my DJ. He's ill, but most importantly, he's just a really good dude.
Yeah.
Is Marcus, who's my tour manager. He comes with me everywhere. You know, he's also kind of like my bodyguard because he kind of big. So, my team is like mad special to me, you know. And then I got my pops who kind of does my business management.
Dope.
He does all the shit that I don't want to do, all the shit that I don't want to think about, and I appreciate him greatly for that because he has that skill set that I just don't have, which is just like he's very organized and he's not an artist basically.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Totally get that.
Yeah, collectively, man, my team makes the vision happen. You know, I give them the vision and they, you know, they help me execute it. Yeah. And so but the list of people that I have to thank at the Grammys is gonna be like
wild long.
Gonna be wild long. Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. Oh, do you care about winning the Grammy?
Not really. I think the reason why I even think about it is because I remember being a kid and being like, you know, on the couch with my family and my cousins, and we'd be watching the Grammys, and you know, waiting to see who's gonna win and shit. So it's kind of like a moment for my family more than me getting a trophy. It's like I could, you know, point to the cameras and think, yo, I'm looking at my family right now, and they're sitting down on the same couch, you know, looking at me. So it's like that. I think that it would be for us, you know. And I think all the accolades and everything is all for us, you know. It's never for you. It's never for me. It's never for anybody else either. It's never for the world to see me be this great. No, like it's just for us.
That's dope. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear the new project.
Right.
Hope I'm included in that thank you speech. I ain't really contribute. I just been a good friend, you know. So like, just throw me in there. Kota, thank you so much for kicking it with me, chopping it up. You know, you got my full support when MEMO comes out. Any last words?
Thank you for having me. That's it.
Got you. MEMO coming out when?
MEMO is coming out in October.
Okay.
You know, we're not gonna give a date right now.
All right, I'm about to say you didn't seem committed to October either. You didn't really think.
Stop playing with me.
All right. So
this is what we saying for now. Right now we saying October. You feel me? But yeah.
Yo, being a fan of an independent artist, they be playing with your heart, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, until next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.